Okay, I have to play devil's advocate here for a second, though.
Sure, go for it.
Because on the surface, being highly attuned to what other people need just sounds like empathy. And society constantly reinforces that being responsive to others is a virtue. So if I actively stop caring about my partner's stress or my friend's disappointment, I sound entirely selfish. I mean, is the framework suggesting that empathy itself is the heavy bag?
Oh, that's such an important distinction. No, the framework draw a very sharp biological line between empathy and absorption.
Okay. How so?
Well, empathy is a state of regulation. It's the capacity to stand next to someone, witness their pain, and hold space for them, while keeping your own nervous system entirely grounded. You maintain your boundary.
Oh, I see. So I can look at my partner and say, I see you are incredibly stressed about money and we will work through this without letting my own heart rate spike to like 120 beats per minute.
That is the crucial difference, yes.
Yeah.
Absorption, which drives the incoherent mind, happens when that boundary just collapses. You see your partner's stress and your mirror neurons fire so intensely that your nervous system registers their stress as an immediate physical threat to your own survival.
Wow. So you aren't walking beside them anymore.
Right, you are strapping their anxiety into your heavy bag and attempting to metabolize it for them. And it is chronically exhausting because you're trying to resolve emotions that you have zero actual control over, because they belong to someone else.
That makes a lot of sense. You can't physically digest someone else's lunch for them, and you can't metabolize their anxiety either. But what happens when you just keep trying? Like, a nervous system can only absorb so much ambient chaos before it simply runs out of bandwidth.
Absolutely.
There has to be a breaking point, right?
There is. And it is pretty violent. The body cannot sustain an infinite amount of incoming stimuli. So when the nervous system reaches absolute maximum capacity, it snaps. It forcefully shifts into the second state outlined in the framework, which is the protector mind.
Which operates on the defender frequency, right?
Yes, exactly. The defender frequency. The underlying biology completely shifts. The incoherent mind tries to merge with everything in its environment to stay safe. But the protector mind decides that nothing in the environment is safe, and it needs to construct an impenetrable wall immediately.
It goes on the offensive.
Right. Cortisol floods the system, your breathing becomes shallow, your vision literally narrows, you move into pure aggressive defense.
And the resonance clarity framework highlights how incredibly messy this transition looks for Alex. Like, after a 12-hour day of absorbing everyone's demands, she walks through her front door. Her partner asks a totally benign, everyday question like, did you remember to pick up the dry cleaning?
And she just loses it.
She absolutely explodes. She bites his head off, lists every single thing she has done for the household that week, and storms out of the room, slamming the door, which creates immediate distance and totally unnecessary conflict.
And that explosion is a massive, sudden fluctuation in the weight of the bag. The internal pressure of all that absorbed energy gets so intense that the only way the biological system can release it is through outward conflict or total shutdown.
I'm reading this, though, and feeling quite skeptical about the terminology.
How do you mean?
Well, calling an explosive outburst the protector mind sounds an awful lot like giving ourselves a free pass for terrible behavior.